Let's get started. So I am currently on Shopify.com, where we will create our free Shopify account. They offer a 14-day free trial during which we can sign up and use all the features to create our store and do almost everything else apart from making it live and accepting payments on our store. So you can get a sense of it, see if you like it or not, and do other such things before buying a paid subscription. So I'm on Shopify.com, which is where we are going to go to sign up for our free account. You can get to this page by just clicking on the link present in the resource of this lecture. We're going to start by clicking on Start Free Trial, so let's do that now. And when you click that, a small pop-up will appear and ask you some questions regarding your store. So let us select one of these options and keep going. After going through all of this, you will have to decide your store name, which is also quite crucial since it will be a part of your domain name. Shopify provides you with a free domain name that looks similar to your store name, .myshopify.com. So make something connected to your store. In future lectures, we will discuss domain names and how to register your own domain name and connect it to your Shopify store. So it's not that crucial, but we still prefer to have something relevant to our store. Click on Next. Then select the country where your business or store will operate, basically the country you are targeting. Next. I'll choose Continue with Email, but you can choose others based on your preferences and sign up. A small pop-up will appear and ask you for your email address and password. Now, firstly, your email address does not necessarily have to be one that is associated with your business or the store you are building. It can be any email account that you have access to, such as your personal one. This email is only for logging into your store. The amazing part is that you can use this same email address to access multiple Shopify stores. Next, you need a password. Make sure to choose a strong one that only you know. Click on Create Shopify Account. Okay, as soon as we complete that, you'll notice that we are redirected to our brand new Shopify store and Shopify dashboard. The dashboard shown here is the one you will always see when you log on. And throughout this course, we'll be going deeper into each of these options and discussing every setting and every little detail. It appears to be a lot of information to take in, which it is, and for that reason, we'll go through it step by step. In the following lesson, we'll actually dive in and discuss this dashboard in more detail. We'll give a brief introduction and explain how to use it. And then by the end of this course, you're going to have a complete understanding of Shopify, and I'm pretty sure you're going to feel pretty comfortable inside of Shopify as well. So let's jump right into it in the next lesson. All right, so before we get into all of the individual settings, I'd just like to give you a quick rundown of the dashboard, how to navigate around, and so on. So when you first log into your Shopify store, mainly if you've just created it, you'll see a variety of information in the middle area. Now, Shopify always has an update section. When you're first getting started, they will show you some different steps that you can do next to improve your store. You can ignore this information by clicking on these little dots on each section to dismiss it. You can simply disregard almost everything. When you get into it and start generating sales and earning money, you'll notice some new data at the top, such as visitors and sales, and on the far right side, a breakdown of money heading your way, traffic, your best sellers, things like that. Our main navigation menu is located on the left-hand side, where you'll spend a lot of your time. Here we have our orders, which are orders coming into your store. We have our products. Anything related to your products and your categories and your collections are going to be located here. When somebody buys something from your store, Shopify creates a customer profile for them. Those profiles are available in the customer section. In finances, you can monitor your store finances. Now Shopify tracks a lot of analytics, like how often people visit your store, how long they stay, how many people buy more than one thing, where people are coming from, and where they're going. All this data is available in the Analytics tab. We have a marketing section to assist you with marketing your business. We also have a discount page where you may create discounts and coupon codes. We have our sales channel, so if you're selling anywhere else outside of your store, like on your own website or on Facebook, you can set up a sales channel here. Then we have our online store, which I click on this one. Here we have additional information about our online store, but it will be all regarding your Shopify store like design, navigation, blogs, pages, and so forth. At last, we have an app store where you may manage all of the applications on your store. All right, we have a settings option in the very bottom left corner. This is all information about the settings for the back end of your store. So we're talking about checkout preferences. For example, your shipping options, employee accounts, or anything else of an administrative related can be found here among your settings. Then on the very top right, you'll see the account name. This is the account we are logged into. If I click on it, a drop-down menu will appear. I can click on Manage Account. This is where I can modify my password, turn on two-factor authentication, and so on. We have the option of logging out if I want to log out. Then we have some assistance options here like Shopify Help Center, keyboard shortcuts, and community forums. So if you want help with Shopify itself, you can choose these options. So that's a general overview of the dashboard. It's quite straightforward to use. Everything is plainly visible for where we can view everything. So let's get right into the next lesson. Welcome back again. In this lesson, I did like to talk about Shopify's different plans. Now you're on a 14-day free trial now. However, before you can actually launch your website and start accepting clients, you'll need to upgrade your account. When you first sign up and log into your dashboard, you'll see a banner asking you to choose a plan. There will also be this little banner at the bottom of the screen that says the same thing. After 14 days, when your free trial is up, when you return to this site later, they will force you to pick a plan, whether you like it or not. Let's go ahead and click on Select a Plan. There are 3 of them by default: the basic Shopify for $29 per month, standard Shopify for $79 per month, and advanced Shopify for $299 per month. Because there is an offer going on Shopify, that's why it is showing $1 instead of $29 on the basic Shopify plan. So you'll see the credit card rates. This is the biggest difference between the different types of plans. If you are doing more business, it makes more sense to choose a plan with better rates. We also have the number of staff accounts that you can have. A staff account is a type of account that allows someone else to access your store, allowing you to grant them their own login credentials, and you can restrict what they can do. Let's say I'm hired to work on your store as a freelance blogger. You can provide me with a staff account and only give me permission to write blogs on your store. So you can have 2 with this basic plan, 5 with the standard Shopify plan, and 15 with the advanced Shopify plan. You also get shipping discounts when using Shopify. This is only significant if you intend to utilize Shopify and its connected shipping services. If you're dropshipping, this has nothing to do with you. The same goes for regions, nothing to do with you if you're dropshipping at all. So to summarize things, if you're just getting started with Shopify, the basic Shopify plan will most likely be sufficient for you. There's no need to spend extra money unless you require additional person accounts or better credit card rates. Once you've decided to choose a plan, simply click on Choose this plan to continue. This will take you to different payment plans. You can opt for a monthly subscription or save money by opting for an annual subscription. Then select your payment method and start the plan by clicking Start Plan. We do not have to do this yet because we still have our free trial. In fact, if you choose a paid plan immediately, it will not charge you right away. It will charge me, as you can see here. That is how you pick a plan. It's very ordinary and straightforward to do. And as I said, the basic Shopify will most likely be enough for you. All right, so I will see you in the next lecture. Have a nice day. All right, so first and foremost, we must choose a theme for our new online store. So go to Online Store on the left side. Then select Themes. Then we can see that the present theme on our existing Shopify store is the Dawn theme. This is the default theme offered with every new Shopify store. Now choosing a theme, you'll want to make sure the theme you choose is already somewhat similar to the design you're searching for and that it follows the structure of the website you desire. All you have to do is minimal work until you're ready to launch your store. What you can do is click on Action right here and select Preview from the drop-down menu. And then you can see how this current theme is built up in detail. Then you can decide whether this is the correct theme for you or if you want to choose a different one. Let's get back to our main tab. Now if you want to choose a different theme, you have a couple of different options. When we scroll down, we can see that there are some free themes available with the Shopify plan. On the other hand, we can go to the Shopify theme store right here and check out premium themes, which you'll have to pay for. Again, click on Browse Themes. So what you can do right now is to look through some of these options. It includes both free themes and paid themes. I would advise you to check out the free themes. It's possible that one of them will work for your brand, your kind of store, or the items you want to sell. So eventually, all we have to do now is add our items, brand them, and add all of the content, and our store will be ready to go. What I will do in this lecture is pick one of the free themes available here. So I'm going to click on the search bar and search for the Brooklyn theme. Click on the Brooklyn theme right here. They have several variations for each theme. You can view different styles and select the one you like most. I'm going to stick with the classic style right now. Then I'm going to click on Try Theme. And then once the theme has been added, we can see it right here. And in order to actually change from the default theme to the new one we have just added, we need to click on Action and then click on Publish. Then again, click on Publish. And now our theme will change to the new theme that we have just added. And now we want to start building out our store. Now right-click on Customize and select Open Link in a new tab. As a result, we have our Shopify dashboard up and running in the background, and we're able to work on our Shopify store and in the Shopify editor right at the same time. In the next lecture, we will start designing the homepage of our Shopify store. So this was all about selecting a theme and making it live. Make sure to select a theme after doing a small assessment of your needs and the type of industry in which you are working. In the next lesson, we will start designing our homepage, and we will keep moving further in future lectures. Have a good day, and I will see you in the next lesson. We're now in Shopify's editor, which we can use to build our online store website. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of how this works, and then we're going to start building our website. So here on the top, you can switch from different pages. Right now we are on the home page. You can also switch to your product pages, your collection pages, blog pages, and so on. But most of the work we'll do here on the home page, and you'll notice that all of the other pages, such as product pages and checkout pages, are already built for you. So there isn't much design work to be done on these pages. Then you can also change from desktop view to mobile view or full screen view. So eventually, you have to make sure that your store looks great on mobile as well, because today's online traffic comes mostly from mobile phones. But we'll develop everything here on the desktop view. The structure of the site is built up in several parts. The top begins with a header section. As you can see here, onward at the bottom, there is a footer section where you'll find a couple of links and other legal materials, among other things. And between the header and footer, there are sections which you can decide what you want to put here. By default, we have a slideshow here on the top where you can show your store or items. We also have a feature announcement menu up here at the top. Then we have another section, this rich text section right here. We have a collection list, featured collection, and so on. These are all sections that you can add manually and also remove. For example, if you want to remove a rich text section, all you have to do is click on it and then click Remove Section from the drop-down. And now this section has been removed from our store. You can also add new sections by clicking the Add Section button at the bottom left. After that, you can choose what sort of section you want to create. So for example, if we wanted to add this rich text area again, we can simply click on Rich Text Section and it will be added at the bottom of the store, after which we can drag it, maybe below the slideshow. And there we go, we have this section now on our homepage again. Let's get started with our Shopify store. And the way we'll do it is simply we start designing our store from top to bottom, and we'll start with the header. So we'll go to the upper left corner and click on the header, and the first thing we'll do is add our logo to our store. So we'll click on Upload Image right here, and then I'll choose the logo that I've created for this store. Then I'm going to click Select to publish the logo. And now as you can see, it's on the home page of our store. By the way, if you don't already have a logo for your Shopify store, the quickest and simplest method to create one is to go to Fiverr and search for individuals that make logos. You can get a fantastic logo for as little as $20. I will link in the resources of this lecture. Now, I also want to add a white version of this logo right here because when I have a background image, it should become white since it will stand out a bit better. So go to the left side of the page, scroll down, and click on Transparent Logo from the drop-down menu. Then select Image and upload the white version of your logo. Simply click on Open, then click on Select. And there we have it, because we're using a background image. The logo has now turned to white, but when I go from the home page, let's say, to the collection page right here, the logo will revert to its original color, which is black and looks considerably better against a white background. So let's go back to our homepage again and select our header again. Then scroll all the way down where it says Announcement Bar. What you can see on top is your website's announcement bar. This is a fantastic area to boost your sales by offering discounts to your consumers, such as Black Friday or anything else. If you're actually offering free delivery on your store, you can type, for example, free shipping on all purchases or something like that. If you don't want an announcement bar at all, untick it and the announcement bar will be removed. So that's everything we're going to do to the header right now. You can also notice this menu right here, which is a part of our header. We'll modify these menu items later in the lesson. Let's go back to the overview and move on to the next section of our website. The next section is this slideshow. Here you can put images of your brand and your products. People will see these images first before they can visit your store. So it's important that the images are high quality and communicate what your store is about. So what we can do is simply add images to these slides. I'm going to remove one because I only have one picture for the store by simply clicking on one slide and then clicking on Remove Block right here. So there will be just a static image for the top of my homepage right here. To add an image, we first need to click on Slide, then we need to click on Select Image. After that, we need to upload the image that we want to use. Once the image is uploaded, we then need to click Select. After that, the image will be added and it will be published on the homepage of our store just like this. We can also adjust the opacity of the overlay here, which will make the text stand out a little more. We can also change the text alignment. Say I want the text to be on the right side so it's more readable. Then after that, you need to modify the text here to your store's headline. So I'll just put something like this. And I also want to add a button to the top of my website so people who want to purchase immediately can shop right away. We need to add a link to the button, which will take people to our collections page. So to do that, we will click on Paste a Link right here, then click on our collections, and then go to All Collections, so this way they can visit your store's collection page and see what products you are selling. So now that you can see, the button is right here, but it doesn't really jump out. I did like to modify the color so that the button stands out more, so what I'm going to do is make this dark color to maybe something like this. So this is fantastic. So I've created a beautiful button right here. That's all I want to do in the slideshow section. We have a rich text section here, which is where you can add information about your company, its values, or perhaps some of the key features. Personally, I don't have something like this for this store. So what I'm going to do is simply click the section and then remove it here at the bottom. So this was all about header section. Now in the next lesson, we will talk about collections. So let's get right into the next lecture. In this lecture, we will look at the collection list. So let's start it. Using collections is a fantastic approach to categorize your items into groups. I can have a gaming headset collection and a noise-canceling headsets collection for this headphone store that I'm currently building, and maybe some more, like in-ear headphones, headphone amplifiers, and so on. This is an excellent method to sort your products, as well as a method to direct your customers to the exact item they're searching for. What I'm trying to do here is only have two collections, one of noise-canceling headphones and one of the gaming headsets. So what I'm going to do is remove every other collection until I end up with just two different collections, just like this. Now we can rename this collection list as well. So let's just put Music On, World Off here. Then return to where we were before. I'm ready to create custom collections in Shopify. But before I can tell Shopify what sort of collections should be displayed here, I will need to set them up in the Shopify dashboard first. So that's what we're going to do next. So let's go back to our Shopify dashboard. Once you are here, click on Products and then Collections right here. So what I would like to do is build some collections from scratch. So I'm going to erase this default homepage collection, which was created automatically by default. So I'll select it and then click More Actions, then Delete Collection, Confirm. And now there are no collections in my store. So to create a collection, I need to click on Create Collection to begin. So we can give it a name. In this case, it will be Noise Canceling Headsets. Then I can add a description. However, because I would like to save some time, I'm not going to do that right now. And then for the collection type, I will click on Manual since we will be adding items manually. You can also automate it and then establish rules for which items will be included to this collection. But for the purpose of this lesson, we'll keep things simple. Then I would like to add an image for this collection, which will represent all of the items in it. So I will click on Add Image on the right side. Then I'll choose the image for the Noise Canceling Headset collection that I prepared for. This one does the job nicely. Now we can save by clicking on Save here on the top. We can go back to our collections and see that we've just created a new collection, and now we may do the same thing for all of the other collections that we wish to add to our Shopify store. So we can simply go to the top and create a collection, then proceed with the same procedure that we had just gone through. Now I've added 3 different collections. So in order for me to use these collections in my store, I must make them available as well. So I'm going to select these collections by clicking the Select icon. Now I'll go over to More Actions and choose Make Collections Available, after which I can add them to my website. Now we can go back to our store editor in Other tab, and before I do anything else, I will save the page so we don't have to repeat everything after saving is done. We can reload the site, ensuring that everything is up to date. Then we can go to the first collection and select the collection we want to display. So let's click on Select Collection and then choose the Noise Canceling Headsets collection, then click on Select. Then for the second one, I will choose the Gaming Headsets collection. So to do that, select the second collection right here, click on Select Collection, select Gaming Headsets collection. Click on Select. That's great, so now we will have these 2 collections on our homepage. So the next section, which is a featured collection. The featured collection is a good opportunity for us to show off the specific products that are special from the collection. All we have to do now is choose our feature collection, then give it a name. So let's call it New Arrival, because I'm going to assign this collection to the New Arrivals collection that I just created before. So I will click on Select Collection and then pick New Arrival. To alter the style, select a different one using the drop-down menu. I'm going to do it with just the grid, and then click on Save. All the products in my New Arrivals collection will now be shown on my homepage. However, as you can see, we do not yet have any products in this particular collection. So the next step is to add some items to our store. That's exactly what we'll do in the next session. See you in the next lesson. Have a nice day. In this lecture, we will learn how we can add products to our Shopify store effectively. Okay, so now let's go back to our Shopify dashboard and choose Products from the left-hand menu. Here we can start adding our products. So let's click on the Add Product button right here. Then here we can add our first product. To begin, we must type the name of our product in the top box and provide it a short description, which I will skip for the sake of this lesson. After that, we'll need to add some product pictures, which should be high quality and possibly from a few different angles so that the customer knows exactly what they're purchasing. For this lecture, I'm going to just add one image right now. The next step is to set a price for your product, which is critical for having a successful Shopify store, that you are pricing your items correctly. I'm going to put in $129, and you can also add a comparison price, which will be crossed out next to the real price so that people see how much less this product is, maybe $159, and has now fallen to only $129. You can also set your cost per item in order to see exactly what your profit margin is. Next, you must input a stock keeping unit and a quantity here for Shopify to keep track of how many products you have left in stock. If Shopify is out of stock, it will display that on your Shopify store, so consumers will be unable to purchase the product because you are currently sold out. If you want Shopify to continue selling when items are out of stock, simply check this box. Then you want to scroll down. And here you can add options like different sizes, colors, and features for your product. We can also have products in black and blue, so this is where you can customize your options. Then once you've entered all of the information about your product, we can go back up to here and add this item to a single collection or multiple collections. For this item, I would like to add it to the noise-canceling headsets collection, so I'm going to add it to the noise-canceling headphones collection and also the new arrivals collection, because let's say this is a product we just obtained for our store. Then we have to scroll up and make sure the product status is active if we want to sell this item in our shop. Now, all we have to do is hit Save on the top and our product will be available in our store. So now we can return to all products and see that this is the product we just added. The status is active and there are 100 of them in our inventory, and now we may replicate this process with any other items we want to add to our shop. Now I have added in a few more items, so we have something to work with. So we can now go back to our Shopify editor. Make sure you save the page here. After it is reloaded, you can now see that our items are displayed in the new arrivals collection, since we added them to the new arrivals collection. Furthermore, when we click on the gaming headphone here, we can see that under the gaming headphones collection, there are headphones that belong to it. Let's go back to the home page and continue on to the next section, which is the featured product section. So all we have to do now is click on Feature Product and then choose a product that we want to feature on our home page. Here we can see all of the products that we sell. Let's say you want to highlight this headphone here. We will select it. Now customers can purchase this headphone directly from our homepage. Following that is the newsletter section, which is for email marketing. As I haven't implemented email marketing for this shop yet, I'm going to click on Delete this part by clicking on it. Then hit Remove section, and we're done. So in the following lecture, we'll look at the footer section and also set up legal pages in our store. Now I will see you in the following lesson. Have a nice day. In this lecture, we will take a look at the footer. This is the portion here that appears on the bottom of every online store website. The first thing I want to do is add some links to our legal sites, like our refund policy, privacy policy, and terms of service, and so on. So we will create those pages first. So we'll go back to our Shopify dashboard, then to Settings, and then to Policies on the bottom. The best thing about Shopify is that they come with a number of policy templates already prepared for you. So all you have to do now is click Create from Template here, and they'll make a refund policy for your store using your email and other information. This is simply a template, so double check it twice and also add new things or remove anything that does not apply to your specific business. You can do the same thing with your privacy policy and terms of service right here as well. However, this isn't legal advice. It's simply a template. So make sure you thoroughly read it through and adjust it to your company's needs. At the bottom, you'll need to fill out a shipping policy that is specific to every online business, due to which you have to add it manually. Once you have completed all of this, click Save. Now we want our legal pages to show up in the footer of our website. So let's go back to the dashboard. Then we'll go to the online store and then navigation. We're going to choose our footer menu right here. And then the first thing I'm going to do is remove the search feature in the footer. I won't need it any longer. Then I will click on Add Menu Item right here. Then under Link, scroll down to Policies and choose all of the policies you just created, privacy policy, shipping policy, and so on. Then we'll see them right here under Menu Items. Then from the top of our Shopify editor, we can select Save and return to our Shopify editor. We can see now that they're in our footer menu. So these are links that individuals may click on to see the privacy policy page and other also, which now appears like this. Now we can also modify the other settings of the footer. So here we'll choose the footer. If you don't want payment icons to appear at the bottom of your page, you can untick this box. It's also worth noting that the region filter lets customers choose where they are located and what language they wish to view your store in. If you have several languages on your shopping site, then there's the language selector as well. You can also add your social media links by going to the theme settings here at the bottom and then simply pasting in the link. They will be viewable on the bottom of your store as a result. So as you can see right here in the footer. Great, so now we're almost done with our homepage. The only thing we haven't modified is the top menu, which people will use to browse your store. This is what we'll change in the next lecture. Okay, so I will see you in the next lesson. Have a nice day. In this lecture, we will learn how to modify the top menu of a Shopify store. So let's quickly save this work by clicking the Save button, and then let's go back to the Shopify dashboard. Then go to Online Store and select Navigation from the drop-down menu. Go to Main menu right here. These are the pages that come by default from Shopify. I'm going to remove the catalog and home because there is no need in my specific store, leaving only the contact page so that visitors can reach me directly through the top navigation bar. I'm also going to add collections, so I'll click on Add Menu Item right here, go to Link, and then choose Collections, and add the gaming headphone collection. And then I'm going to add the noise-canceling headphone collection. So these are the most essential collections for my specific store, which I am currently building. That's why I've included these collections as links in the top menu. You can also include additional pages, such as an About Us page and so on in the top menu right here. Let's quickly save this by clicking on Save. Then reload the page. And now we have Contact, Gaming Headphone, and Noise-Canceling Headphones options in the top menu. If you want to create a new page that isn't already there by default or is not part of a collection, you can return to the dashboard, select Online Store from the drop-down menu, then click on Pages. Here you can create new pages. You can create, for example, About Us page or our mission page and so on. In the next lesson, we will explore how to modify the theme setting for our store. It is also the last step in designing a store. See you in the next lecture. Have a good day. In this lecture, we will take a look at the theme settings of our online store. So in our editor, click on the theme setting at the bottom left corner. This brings us the options for making our company's branding identical to that of its online store. For example, we can click on Colors and then modify the colors of our specific brand if we have them. So for each component, you should really add the colors of your specific brand so that customers can recognize your brand on your online store website. Then you can also modify the font, and here you can choose a different branded font if you have one. For example, I can change this font to Montserrat, which is a little more modern looking. So let's choose Select, and then it will apply the same font to all headings throughout your website. Under Social Media, we have already added some links to our footer, but here is also an option to do that same thing. Next there is the favicon, which we haven't added yet, so what I would like to do is go to favicon. Select a custom favicon image for this store. So let's go with this one right here. Next I will click on Select. To add a logo to your store's checkout page, click on Checkout, then click on Add Logo of your store here. After choosing the logo, all you need to do is select it and then click on Save. You can now devote some more time to going through all of these options, but these are essentially the most important ones I do for my stores before they go live. Now that we have completed all of the store pages, it's time to go through some important settings to prepare our store for launch. See you in the next lecture. In this lecture, we will talk about our store preferences and how to set them up correctly. So here, I'm in our online store and have selected my preferences. These are a few more settings that are quite significant, so you'll spend some time inside your preferences configuring these options, which is also very important. At the top, we have our homepage title and meta description. So right now, I'm looking at my website, and up here in the tab, it says Luxurious Headphone, which is my homepage title. So I'm willing to spice that up a little bit because Luxurious Headphone is actually unexciting. So we'll write Luxurious Headphone Just Listen To. Then we must have to write a short description. This is the description that shows on search engines like Google and others. So we'll explore our extensive range of over-ear headphones, including noise canceling and gaming headsets designed to help you enjoy your favorite music on the go. So I'm going to save it now. Then after I've saved that, what I will do is reload the page. When reloaded, you'll notice that the new title we just created will change. Now it has a different title. Remember that this description will also show up on Google and others. Underneath that, we have our social sharing image. So for example, if your Shopify store is shared on Facebook or on any other platform, this is how it appears. It will include the page title, URL of the page, meta description, and also an image, so we can add our own unique image to complement our store whenever it's shared. The recommended size is 1200 by 628. Adding an image makes it look nicer when people share it. Below that, we have our Google Analytics code. If you're using Google Analytics, they provide you with a customized URL. You have to just copy and paste it into here. This will allow you to monitor all of your activities on your Google Analytics account. The same thing for setting up a Facebook pixel. To use this tool, all you have to do is to click on Set Facebook, which will take you to your Facebook account where you'll sign in and link it with your Shopify store. Then they will ask you what page you want to link and so on. The setup wizard for Facebook is really simple and straightforward. Then below, there is a customer privacy option. One of these is for customer tracking in the countries listed, such as Switzerland, Europe, and so forth. Another is used to monitor California customers. So for this, I would like to select Collect After Consent, but you are free to select another option. Then for California customers, I will click Activate. By the way, we need to install this app in order for these two options to function. Down below that, we have our password protection. This is going to be turned on by default when you initially sign up. That means that if someone visits your website, they won't be able to access it unless they know the password. So when you go live with your store, make sure you switch it off. Underneath that, there is the spam protection area. If you want someone to fill out these before getting your contact information, doing checkout, and so forth, you can tick these two options. All right. This was all about store preferences. Now I will see you in the next lecture. Have a good day, learners. So in this lesson, we'll be discussing the Orders tab, Draft Orders, and Abandoned Checkouts. So when you click on Orders, you'll see that we have three separate tabs. We have Orders, we have Drafts, and Abandoned Checkout. So let's start with Orders. Let's start by talking about what we see on the first main screen. So for example, here is the order number, the date that the order was placed, the customer name, the amount of money paid so far, its payment status, the fulfillment status. We can see the number of items they ordered. Then we have the delivery method they used to get their product. Now we can also search for a specific order along the top. For example, customer contacts us, and we're looking for their order. We can search for it here. We can use these filters to find the right order. If I click on one of the filter, the status. The status can be open, archive, or canceled. The payment status can be partially refunded, partially paid, pending refunded, and so on. The fulfillment status can be fulfilled, unfulfilled, partially fulfilled, or scheduled. We can also use these additional filters as well. Now when I click the first order, all of the data about this customer and his purchase will be shown on the page. Then we have a quick navigation at the top. This navigation shows the tags that are attached to this order. It shows the order has been paid, fulfilled, and archived. We can refund the item here, edit this order here. We can click on More Actions, and now we can see more options. The top part of this page shows what the customer ordered. They ordered one product but 3 quantities. You can see the tracking number and payment status here. The items and how much it cost are also shown. Down below, we have a timeline of this customer. This is what happens over time. If you send out emails and customers click on them and then come back and use coupons, it will track all the information for you in this timeline. If you need to resend an email to a customer, you can click the Resend Email button. You can also leave a comment here. Comments are just for you and your staff. Now let's move on to the next part. We have a customer section here. Here we can see our customers' names, how many orders they placed with us, their contact information, shipping information, and billing information. Down below, we have the fraud analysis tool that says the order is not likely to be fraudulent. Next down here, we can add tags to this customer, for example, delivered, reviewed, and so on. Shopify keeps track of each customer's activity. This includes what they have bought, when they made a purchase, and any other interactions they have had with your store. This information can help you keep track of what each customer is interested in and how they are interacting with your store. Let me go ahead and click on Draft now. Draft orders is a place where you can create custom orders for people. If you are taking an order over the phone or in person, this is a good way to set up the order. You can create a draft order by clicking on Create Draft Order. Fill out the details yourself. Select the product they want to buy. Add it to the order. How many do they want to buy? Do you have any notes to put here? Great! You'll fill out this information and then send the invoice to your customer. That's how a draft order works, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. Next, we have the abandoned checkouts. This is when someone puts something in their cart, then leaves the store without buying it. Shopify will automatically send them an email trying to get them to come back and make that purchase. You can see a history of your abandoned checkouts here. So we have one email here. We can see that it was sent, which means Shopify sent this email to this customer. And we can see that the recovery status was not recovered, which means this customer did not click the link in the email. We can click on this. This will show us the information for this particular order, like the customer's information, their shipping information, and so on. That was all about the orders section in Shopify. Now in the next lesson, we will talk about the customer section. So I will see you there. Have a nice day. In this lecture, we will discuss our customers section in Shopify, which is a list of all of our customers, as well as the history of each one. So this is the basic overview of the customers section. Here we have a list of our clients, whether or not they are a subscriber to our store is indicated, how many times they've ordered from us, and how much money they've spent on our store. Also, customers in the Customer tab with no orders aren't there by accident. These are consumers who went to our store, filled out their information, and then left their cart. They're on here for that reason. We can now search for our clients, or we can utilize the various filter choices over here to discover particular sorts of consumers. For example, we might choose email subscribers to see those who are on our email list. Like this. If we click on one of these customers, it will show their address, name, history, and what they have purchased, things like that. The only time you will be in here is if you want to look at a particular customer's history or how many repeat customers you have. In the next lesson, we'll look into Shopify's analytics. We will take a look at what Shopify monitors and how it can be used to improve our business. So I'll see you there. Have a good day. During this lesson, I'll teach you how to complete an order that you received in your Shopify store. So if I open the first order here, now to fulfill this order, I would have to physically come in and mark it as completed or fulfilled. These products are items that I'm packing and shipping myself and also tracking by myself, so this is where I would come in. If I'm using Shopify to create a shipping label, I can do it here. Then when I ship the product to the customer, I'll come in here and mark it as fulfilled. I will also be able to add the tracking number after I've sent it, select the carrier that I'm using, and then send that information to my client so that they can complete their purchase. If you're shipping and selling your items yourself, this is how you do it. It's very simple to fulfill customer orders. In the next video, I'll show you how to refund a client if it becomes necessary, so I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day. In this lecture, I am going to show you how to give a refund. If something goes wrong and they are unhappy with their purchase, you must refund them. To do so, all you have to do is go into your orders area over here. You can sort your orders by order number, name, or email. And then simply click on the order. Once you have found it, it will open up the complete order information page. On the top right corner of the screen, there's a refund button. If we click on that, it will bring us to the refund page. You'll find a list of everything they bought here. You have the option to refund everything that the customer has spent. Alternatively, you can choose to only refund one item. For example, if they purchased multiple items and one was defective and you just want to refund one. You can also specify how much money you'd like to return. Here I can put a specific amount of money that I want to refund. Then I can enter a reason for my refund here. The reason you entered here is only going to be seen by you and your team. When you're done, just click the refund button and the funds will be returned to the card used to pay. So pretty simple to refund. This is how you can refund your customers. Now I will see you in the next lesson. Have a good day. In this lecture, we will discuss the Finances tab, present on the left-hand side menu. So let's start it by clicking on Finances. The Finances tab is related to your store's sales and income. So we don't see a lot of statistics and numbers here because the store is obviously new. But as you know, when we start selling items, we will start getting numbers and values here. At the top of this page, we have the option to change the time frame of this data. So this is very beneficial to you because it allows you to see and track how you're doing month by month, as well as compare it to the same month of the previous year and so on. Down below, we have net sales. Net sales is the sum of a company's gross sales minus its returns, allowances, and discounts. Next is gross profit. So gross profit is the profit a business makes after subtracting all the costs that are related to manufacturing and selling its products or services. The difference between net sales and gross profit is net sales reflects the amount of money you are left with after having paid all your allowable business expenses, while gross profit is the amount of money you are left with after deducting the cost of goods sold from revenue. Next is gross margin. So gross margin is a calculation that shows you how profitable your products or services are, and it is expressed in a percentage. Then down below, we have a breakdown of money that is coming to our store. If we scroll down after setting up payments in the Shopify store, you will see your payout account here. Next to this, we have a current bill in which you can see the upcoming bill and also its transaction date. And lastly, down below, we can see how much tax is collected from customers in a specified time frame. Now let's click on Billing. Here we can see our payment method, billing currency, our store subscription, and an upcoming bill. Now let's click on Payouts. Here you can keep track of your payouts. Here you can view a complete list of your payouts along with information about each one. This is all about the finances area. In the next lesson, we will talk about analytics and how we can use it to make better decisions. So I will see you in the next lesson. Have a nice day. In this lesson, we'll be discussing Shopify's analytics section inside of Shopify. So as a business owner, analyzing and optimizing the impact of your marketing will be an ongoing process. By taking the time to look at your analytics, you can avoid spending money on tactics that aren't working. In Shopify, you have access to detailed analytics that can help you make smart choices about how you market your products and services. In this lesson, I will walk you through your analytics so you can better understand what your reports are for. On your Shopify admin, click Analytics. Here you will see that you have a dashboard, reports, and live view listed under the Analytics. Let's look at the dashboard first. The dashboard shows key sales, orders, and online visitor data. You can see at a glance how your store is performing across all your sales channels for any date range. The dashboard shows the most valuable metrics to give you insight into the performance of your store and the behavior of the visitors to your site. Let's view our sales report. Click View Report. You can select a date range to see a specific data, or you can also export data. Our store is new, so we don't have any data yet. Take some time to familiarize yourself with this dashboard so you know what Shopify can track for you. Additional insights can be discovered by using Google Analytics on your Shopify store. It's enabled from within the online store preferences. Now let's look at reports. Shopify reports are divided into categories such as sales, acquisitions, customers, and behavior to help you better understand your store data and how visitors are interacting with your site. Depending on your Shopify plan, you have access to different types of reports. When you upgrade your plan, you will automatically have access to past data for the new reports that are made available to you. There are three main categories of reports you should look at when you're just starting out. These are sales, acquisition, and behavior reports. Now let's look at Live View. The Live View gives you a real-time view of the activity on your store. You can use Live View to monitor activity on your store and see a quick view of today's sessions, orders, and sales. This is especially helpful to you during high traffic periods like sales, so you can see the results of your marketing efforts. That's all there is to analytics. In the next lesson, I will go through the marketing section inside of Shopify and show you how you can use it for marketing purposes. All right, so I will see you there. Have a nice day. In this lesson, we'll be discussing Shopify's marketing section inside of Shopify. So every business needs a marketing strategy. Shopify makes it easier for you to manage your marketing activities on the marketing page of your admin. From the marketing page, you can create marketing activities and track how they perform. For example, you can create and manage Google and Facebook ads inside of the same marketing page. Let's go through this together. To start a marketing campaign, click Create Campaign. Here you can create a promotional campaign or choose a recommended option. To start a campaign, choose the platform where you'd like to start marketing. Whichever method you choose, you'll be prompted to get it set up. You can create a marketing campaign and group marketing activities together to work towards a specific objective. You can also edit, pause, delete, or archive existing marketing campaigns. You will also see recommendations for different marketing methods in the marketing section. Each marketing method takes time to learn. It's recommended that you choose one or two marketing methods to start with. Now let's go back to our marketing section. To track and analyze your marketing efforts, you can use the Marketing Activity Report to give you insight into how well your marketing is doing. For example, you can see your online store sessions, which means how many times your store is accessed. Then we have orders for marketing, which means the campaigns you set. For example, Google ads and Facebook ads. From that marketing, how many orders you got. Next, we have sales for marketing, the amount customers have spent on your store. And finally, next is marketing cost, which is the cost that is spent on marketing campaigns. Then on the left-hand side, if I click on campaigns, I can see a marketing campaigns report again here on the top. And below that, there are the marketing campaigns that are up and running. Because this store is new, that's why there is no report and also not any campaign running. Normally people don't use it most of the time because it is not an important thing. It is always recommended to set up Facebook ads or Google ads on their site instead of Shopify, but we can just connect those campaigns with Shopify and see the report. So that was all about the marketing section. In the next lesson, I will go through discounts and show you how to set them up. Okay, so I will see you in the next lesson. Have a nice day. In this lesson, we will look at Shopify's discount section and show you how to create a discount code in Shopify that you can give your customers to use. Click on Discount on the left-hand sidebar if you haven't already. Click Create Discount Code. Here we have multiple types of discount codes. We have Amount Off Products. Then we have Amount of Order. We have Buy X, Get Y, and lastly, we have a code to offer free shipping. In this lesson, we will use the Amount Off Product discount type. We will click on it. You'll see something similar to this, which is quite basic. First, we must choose the method. We have a discount code and an automatic discount. With a discount code, the customer will have to manually put the code in order to avail it. But in an automatic discount code, it will be automatically applied at the checkout. We will go with the discount code. Next, we have to enter the coupon code that we want to create. So let's say Luxurious Headphone Off 20. Down below in the value, you can select a percentage or a maximum fixed amount that a customer can avail. We will go with the percentage and it will be 20% off. Next, you can set this to certain collections only, or you can apply this to specific products, whatever you like. Then there are certain criteria, so we can select no minimum requirements, which means no matter how much money they spend, no matter what they buy, they can use this coupon code to get a 20% discount. You can set this according to your requirements. Next, we have the customer eligibility. So does this coupon code apply to everyone? or it is for only certain types of customers, or is it just for specific customers to use this code? I'm going to select everyone. After that, we have the usage limits. We can restrict how many times this coupon code can be utilized. So if I select this and type it 100 times, this coupon code will no longer work after it has been used 100 times. Then there's a limit of 1 per customer. Enabling this is something I recommend. Once a client has used this coupon code, they are unable to use it again. Then we also have the active dates. Here you can do 3 things. So you can choose to let this discount code run indefinitely until it is turned off manually. Or if you turn on the usage limits, it will automatically expire when the limit is met. Or you can also set a start date and end date for when this will automatically expire. That's how you come up with different coupon codes. This is quite basic and straightforward. This is a coupon code that you will share with your audience, like in the announcement bar or in emails, allowing them to apply it by themselves in your store. In the next lesson, we will talk about apps section and also the top 7 apps that you should install on your store to grow. So I will see you in the next lesson. Until then, have a nice day. In this lecture, we will discuss the apps section present inside our Shopify store. The app world is huge, and there are a lot of different apps, but I will try to keep this short and to the point. When you first open the App Store, it will be empty. The App Store will show you some recommended apps like design apps, planning apps, shipping apps, and bookkeeping apps. I'm going to click on Shopify App Store. This will open the app marketplace for us. This is the App Store. You can add apps from here to your store. Some of them are free, some of them cost money, some of them have monthly plans, and some of them have free trials. There are many apps on this store. We can look for apps based on the title. If we know what we're looking for, we can even look for keywords and then see what comes up. Then we have different categories on this page. If I know what I'm looking for, I can click on a category and find related apps. For example, if I want to do marketing, I can click on marketing. It will show us apps related to this. Now I'm going to show you the top 7 apps that I use with my Shopify store to increase conversions and scale our sales. So here we go. So number 1 app is Loox. Loox is a product reviews app. We want to use it on our store because when customers are browsing your website, they want to see that other customers have had a positive experience with your store. That increases trust, which in turn increases conversions. So with Loox, it's really great because they're not just text-based reviews, they're also photo reviews. So that's one that we add to our store from day 1. If you don't have any reviews of your product yet, if it's a brand new store, you can send the product to people who you know. They will give you a good review in return for the product gift. This can be either micro-influencers, friends and family, or people who you know that fit the target demographic. Next is Photo Resize. One way to improve your ranking on Google is to resize your photos. This is something you can do using the Photo Resize tool. So here it is. This photo compression tool will make all of the photos on your website look the same, but they will be a lot smaller in file size. This means that your website will load faster. Faster loading websites can increase conversions by 2 times. Klaviyo is the email marketing software that we use. It is better than other software because it has good automation and sequencing. That means you can set up sequences for people who have abandoned their carts and for new customers. You can create a pop-up on your website that captures people's email addresses or leads. Then the sequence will automatically convert those email captures into customers. So Klaviyo is a must-have for this. Coming in at number 4, we have Zendesk. Zendesk is a customer service program that we use. We want to connect it with Shopify so that it will be easier to find customer orders and deal with any disputes. Number 5 is Rewind. This is an important thing that a lot of people don't know about. Basically, it automatically backs up your store data. So if something happens to your store data, like if there was a security breach or some sort of bug, you would lose all your Shopify data. This includes really important things like all of your customer information that you have collected. It is important to back up your Shopify store. Rewind will automatically do this for you. If you don't have Rewind, you are at risk of losing all of your data. For number 6, we have an app called Postscript. With Postscript, you can create marketing campaigns that use SMS messages. One thing we use it for is getting people to come back and finish their order if they've left items in their cart. The reason we want to use SMS is because most people open their SMS within the first 15 minutes of receiving them, whereas emails can take hours or even days and have an average open rate of around 20%. So SMS marketing is just a great way to quickly reach your customers. And the last one is your social channels. I'm talking about marketing channels that you use for paid advertising. This might include Facebook or Google. By adding these apps, you will make it easier to share your Shopify data with these channels. Here is the Facebook channel app. We use 7 apps across all of our Shopify stores. We only use some apps because each app can slow down your website loading time. If your website loads slowly, people might not buy anything. Adding Shopify apps to your store can slow down the website for everyone. This is because the apps add JavaScript code to every page on the site. So it's important to be careful about which apps you choose to install. So that is an important point. A good industry benchmark for e-commerce is around the 4-second load time point. So if you want to know how long it takes your website to load, keep that in mind. So those are the top Shopify apps that you can add to your store. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Have a nice day. In this lecture, we will talk about setting up store details inside of our admin settings. Let's start it. We'll now go over some important settings that we must take a look at before opening our store. We'll go to Settings here on the bottom left, and we'll begin with Store Details. I'm going to click Edit here with the basic information and change the name of the store from this odd name right here to Luxurious Headphones. I'll also add the company's legal name, so let's say Luxurious Headphones LLC. Then we'll want to confirm that the address is accurate because it will be shown on the bill that is sent to your customers. After that, you should check that the contact information is accurate. And we can also click on Edit, and we can change the sender email. So this is the email that people will see when they receive emails from you, such as updates on their orders, order confirmations, and so on. So perhaps we should enter something more professional, such as your branded email address, for example, info@luxuriousheadphone.com. As a result, people will now actually see this email address, which looks much more professional when they receive an order confirmation or other emails from your store. At last, you should confirm that your time zone and store currency are both accurate. This was all about setting up store details. In the next lecture, we will discuss setting up payment settings on our store. Have a good day, and I will see you in the next lesson. In this lesson, we'll be discussing our payment settings in the admin section. So let's click on Payments. Here we must set up our payment providers so that our consumers can check out and pay for the items they purchase. Shopify Payments is the most convenient payment method. All you have to do is click on the Complete Account Setup button here and fill out your information. Then users will be able to purchase products using credit cards, Google Pay, Apple Pay, and so on. Keep in mind that Shopify Payments is usually more expensive than PayPal and other payment providers, but it's still typically the most reliable payment option in Shopify. You can also have your customers use PayPal to check out. If we click on Complete Account Setup, by default, this is turned on for your store. But if you don't want customers to be able to pay using PayPal because of costs or other reasons, you should select Deactivate PayPal Checkout. So I'm going to do this for this store right here, and then customers won't be able to check out via PayPal. Then we have the option of Amazon Pay, which is available to merchants located in specific countries. If you are from those countries and have an Amazon Pay merchant account, you can set it up here. Then there's the option of using alternative payment methods such as Stripe, which is a more cost-effective way to process payments. So you can just click on Add Payment Method here, search for the payment provider you want to use on your store, and then you will be redirected to that payment provider's website where you can set it up. Let's go back. Next, we have manual payment methods. Some customers don't want to pay for their orders using a credit card. These customers can still place their orders online if you set up a manual payment method. When your customers use a manual payment method, you can arrange to receive their payment in a way that works best for them. You can send an invoice to your customer. After you receive the payment, you can then manually approve the order. Common types of manual payments include cash on delivery, money orders, and bank transfers. Orders that accept manual payments are marked as unpaid on the orders page. After you receive payment for a customer's order, you can mark the order as paid on the order details page and fulfill the order as you would if they had made an online payment. To get started with manual payments, you can use a suggested manual payment method or create a custom manual payment method. In the next lesson, we will be discussing our checkout settings, so I will see you in the next lesson. Have a nice day. In this lesson, we will discuss our checkout settings present inside of our main settings. Let's go ahead and click on it. The very top section here is the customer accounts. If you see, we have 3 different options in it. Don't use accounts, which means that no one can create an account and can only check out once as a guest. Second, accounts are optional, which means that they have the option to create an account if they choose to do so, but it is not required. The third is accounts are required, in which consumers must first create an account in order to check out from the store. It's entirely up to you. I will go with the optional. Following that, we have the customer contact method area. Here, we can allow customers to check out using their email address or phone number, or we can only let them out using their email address. I do the first one because in this modern age, a lot of people are ditching their email accounts in favor of their phones. Customers can also download the Shop app from their order status page. It's entirely up to you whether you do it or not. Then there's the customer information section, which will contain the data they submit when making a purchase. We have the option of requiring just a last name or both first and last names. I only require the last name. The company name is not included because we don't want them to fill this out. Address line 2 will be optional because not everyone has that. Then there's the shipping address phone number, which is also not included. Now this is pretty surprising. You can allow them to leave you a tip on the checkout page, which seems silly since an e-commerce store, but it does happen. Some people do leave tips on the checkout page, so you can enable this. All consumers will see the tip option. Then we have optional amounts such as 5%, 10%, 15%. I left it as it is. People do actually leave tips, and it's basically free money. Then below that, we have the order processing section. We have 2 options in this section. The first option is use the shipping address as the billing address by default. We leave it on because most of the time, the shipping address is also the billing address, and if it isn't, customers will just enter in there and change it themselves. The second is enable address auto-completion. So long as they're typing their address, it will automatically complete, so leave that on. Then down below, there are 3 different options you have regarding the action needed to be performed after an order has been paid. We can automatically fulfill the order here, or we might only fulfill gift cards from the order or do not automatically fulfill anything in the order. If you're selling gift cards, make sure this option is enabled to automatically fulfill only gift card orders. If you're not selling gift cards, be sure this box is unchecked so that the system does not automatically fulfill orders. Now that an order has been completed and paid, we want it to be automatically archived. We can do this by checking this box right here. Now down here, this is one of the most crucial aspects of email marketing. There's a checkbox that says, yes, I would like to receive marketing newsletters from this store when someone views your checkout page, but that will not be checked by default. So we want to turn it on right here where it pre-selects the option for them. When they check out, they have to uncheck it if they don't want to receive emails from you, so we turn this on, and it goes up to a lot more email option rate by having this enabled. Finally, we have our default checkout language, which in my case will be English, but you may change it to suit your needs. After that, go ahead and click on Save. Now we have configured our checkout settings completely. In the following lecture, we'll discuss our shipping and delivery processes as well as how to configure them. Okay, so see you in the next lecture. In this lesson, we will discuss the user and permission settings present inside of our admin settings. So let's start it. First, we click on User and Permission. So you'll see the account of the store owner here. This will be your current logged-in account. Now down below, we have staff accounts. The amount of personnel accounts you can add depends on the plans you have selected. A staff account is essentially a manager allowing someone else to access your store on the back end, and you can even change what they have access to. I will click Add Staff Account if I wanted to give someone access, like a marketing person, and then these options appear below that I fill in their name and email address, as well as whether I want to give them full permissions or not. If I do, I check the box and they have unrestricted access. However, I can then limit what they have access to if I deselect this, so maybe I wanted to give someone access so that they could fulfill orders on my behalf. So for this, all they did get is access to the orders and editing and drafting them. When a staff member logs on, all of the other stuff will be unclickable, and he or she will only be able to do what we've allowed them to do. So those are the different staff accounts that you can assign. Then below, we have the collaborator accounts, which means anybody who has an account, I can let people to also send out employee accounts to additional individuals as well. So my virtual assistant can either send out a staff account to someone else without having a specific code, or I could require that they enter a particular code in order for them to do so. Lastly, we have the login services. This simply means that they can log in with anything else other than their staff account, such as their Google account. That's all there is to know about your user and permission settings. I will see you in the next lesson. Have a nice day. In this lesson, we will be discussing how to link a .com or any other extension domain name. Now I am in the Shopify admin setting, and I have clicked on Domains. Now we have the option to acquire a brand new domain name directly through Shopify or connect an existing domain name that we already have. So the best way to do it is to purchase one directly within your Shopify store, which is what I recommend. Once you have purchased it, it will be immediately synced up with your Shopify store, and there are no other procedures to follow. Simply click on Buy New Domain. Then you'll look for the one you want to purchase. So for example, if I wanted luxuriousheadphones.com, I would just look it up and see what's there. So for $14 per year, luxuriousheadphones.com is available, and if I wanted it, I can just click on Buy. That would take us here. At the moment, I don't need this domain name for my store because I'm just creating lectures, but if you did, they would charge it straight to your Shopify payment method. Then once you have completed that, your domain name will be linked, and now when people visit your store, they'll see your website, they'll notice the domain name you originally registered, which will appear much more professional in this way. Once I have created the domain name, I can also utilize Shopify to create business email addresses right away. I can create email addresses like support@luxuriousheadphone.com. Then I can include these types of email addresses on my website and send customers to there. That's how everything works. Now I'll see you in the next lesson. Have a nice day. All right, in this lecture we will talk about shipping and delivery, which is where you can decide on your shipping prices and your shipping options. So we can click on Manage Rates right here. By default, there is already some shipping configured, so we have got domestic delivery in the United States with specific prices already set here and in the rest of the world as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all of these shipping zones here. So I'll click Delete and then also delete the rest of the world shipping. And I'm going to keep it basic. I'm going to offer free shipping for all items worldwide on my store, which is something that I've done for several years already. So what I'm going to do is go down here, select Create Shipping Zone, and then we can establish different shipping zones for various countries. For example, we can make one for the United States, Canada, and other countries. I'm simply going to go with the worldwide to make this easier for you. I will select the rest of the world right here and click on Done. Now I've added a new shipping zone, the rest of the world. However, we do not yet have any rates for this zone, so click Add Rate right here and call it Free Shipping, then keep the price at $0, then click Done. Now you can offer free shipping to anywhere in the world. If you want to add additional shipping zones, for example, you want to charge something different to the people of the United States, simply click Create Shipping Zone and then create a new one. The customer will be charged this rate if they order from the United States. We're going to save by clicking on Save right here. Let's go back by clicking here. Now when you get back here, there are a lot of different shipping options. But if you are drop shipping or doing print on demand, A lot of these settings will not apply to you. But if you're packaging and shipping your own products, then all of this stuff you need to figure out. Configuring these settings is really easy. You just have to put information about your store or product, and these settings start working perfectly. But again, this is only for if you are shipping your own products. If you dropshipping just like me, then you just have to configure your shipping rates, which I have gone through at the start of this lecture. In the next lecture, we will discuss how to configure taxes in our Shopify store. I will see you in the next lecture. Have a good day. We're going to talk about taxes in this lesson. So I am within my settings now, and then I'll click on taxes from here. Now I will start by making a huge disclaimer that I'm not a tax lawyer, and you should consult with your tax attorney if you have any questions. I will explain what I learned from my Shopify taxes setup experience, and then I'll share that information with you. Then you can talk to your own tax attorney about it. So what I understand is that it goes like this. Now I'm talking to people who operate in the United States. I have no clue what happens in other countries when it comes to taxes. So if you're in the United States and drop shipping, you only have to collect sales tax on goods that you send within the state where you reside. You don't have to charge a person sales tax if you ship outside of your home state, such as you reside in New York and deliver a product to California. I don't have any of these options checked off. There are a few points I would like to make here, and one of them is that you can access more information about taxes by clicking on this little option that says Learn More About Taxes. Shopify offers a wealth of tax-related material depending on where you reside. Canadian, European, British, and US taxes are all covered. Like I said, I don't want to get too technical since I'm not a tax lawyer, and I definitely don't want you to take what I'm saying literally. All I'm trying to do is provide you with a little bit of a framework that I know. But a program called TaxJar is often recommended to me. I haven't really used it myself, but I'm going to talk about it because everyone tells me to look into it. What I've understood is that if you're stuck on taxes, it's an app that will set the amount to charge in sales tax automatically since it isn't a flat rate tax and each state has its own tax rates. For example, anyone who lives in a certain zip code in California will be charged one rate, and someone else with a different zip code who is still in California will be charged a different amount. So according to TaxJar, the TaxJar will automatically calculate the sales tax at the correct rate based on their address and then collect it for you. They'll also submit a report to your state on your behalf. As a result, you collect the sales tax from your client and pass it on to the state. So TaxJar is typically advised to all Shopify customers. So that's it. That's all there is to it with taxes. So see you in the next lesson. In this lesson, we will talk about the location settings of our Shopify store. This is where you will manage and stock your inventory. If you're making, storing, and selling your own items, this is where you'll keep track of where they are stored. So if we click on it, we will be taken to this screen. By default, you'll have one location generated for you automatically, and it will be the address that you provided when creating your Shopify account. If you're using dropshipping, apps such as DSers, which work just like Oberlo, Shopify will also count this as a location because the dropshipping app will deliver those items for you. That's going to be your inventory-based location. So as I previously said, if you're storing and shipping your own items, you should add your location here, whether it's a warehouse, your home, or any place else. You can add up to 8 different places, and it's solely for purposes to help keep track of your inventory. If you're dropshipping, there's no issue. It'll be tracked automatically through your software like DSers or Oberlo. But if you're delivering your own items, then you must enter the location here and then also select which location your products are at when they're added to your store. As a result, it helps in inventory management. This is all about location area. I will see you in the next lesson. Have a nice day. So in this lesson, we'll be discussing the notification settings inside of our Shopify admin area. So let's click on it. This is a list of all the various Shopify notifications that Shopify sends out. We have order notifications, order confirmation, order modification, invoices, and cancellations, among other things. Whenever there's a new activity, for example, order confirmation, customers will receive this email automatically after submitting their order, right? So if I click on that, that's going to open up the actual template of the email that they send out. We can personalize it to suit the requirements of our store, add information or remove some data, and so on. If you're not familiar with the HTML displayed here, for example, order, name, confirmed, and then there are these little brackets around the name. So in other words, this data will be automatically changed and filled with their name, order number, or whatever bracket applies to them. Now below that we have the capture email title, thank you for your purchase, as you can see here. If it's a pickup option, an automated email will be sent informing that the order is ready for collection. If it's local delivery, it will have this. You can customize this email however you want it to be. If we jump back and from our notification settings, if we go down below, we can enable or disable different shipping notifications. We have the out for delivery and delivered emails, which we can toggle on or off. Just like that, we have choices for local delivery. What we're going to do is scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see marketing area right there. We have a double opt-in, and you want to make sure it's disabled. When someone fills out their email address on your store, double opt-in means that they will get a confirmation. Shopify will send them a verification email. They must open the email and confirm their subscription. After they've done that, they'll be added to your email list. So why do you want to turn it off? Because a lot of people will not immediately check their email and confirm it. If they don't acknowledge it, they won't get any of these emails we've been talking about, so we would turn that off so they would not have to confirm it. We also have Shopify email open tracking, which is used to see whether the email was opened or not. I would turn it on because it makes sense to track your email opens so you can keep track of your statistics and see how things are working. Below that, you'll find out who our staff members are. You don't have to be concerned about this. So these are the notifications. Honestly, I've never edited any of these notifications that we talked about up here. All I do is I come inside of my notifications and I make sure this is turned off. And also make sure you're tracking your opens just for analytical purposes. Save it once you do it. These are all the notification settings. In the next lesson, we will talk about gift card settings, so I will see you in the next lesson. In this lesson, we will be discussing gift card settings. We can create and sell gift cards under the gift card section, which is located beneath products. However, we have a few different settings that we can modify within our admin section. So I'm going to go down here in the bottom left corner and click settings. Then inside of our settings, I will choose gift cards. Now on the page, we have two different choices. We can decide when to expire gift cards. So for example, suppose you don't want to sell a gift card and then have it last forever. You can set it to expire. I can choose the number of days, months, and years until my gift cards will expire. I don't want my gift card to expire, but if you don't want to offer it for always, you could do so. Finally, you can enable Apple Wallet passes. I have never used this feature. However, it's apparent that someone who purchases a gift card on your store can add it to their Apple Wallet. There is a wallet function on the iPhone that allows you to add your gift card and scan it with your phone, as well as other features like that. So I'm not going to enable it. It's not really relevant to me, but they could add your gift card to their wallet if you enabled it. There are only two options for gift cards, and that's all there is to it. Now, I will see you in the next lesson. Have a good day. In this lesson, we will discuss the Files area in our admin settings, which allows us to upload images, videos, and documents. So let's go ahead and select Files. This is going to be the place where all of the material that you've uploaded will reside. So here you'll find everything from images and videos to documents, zip files, as well as PDF. We have some images of clients that left comments for us. We've also included videos displaying the items we uploaded. Rather than putting it on YouTube, we simply embedded it into our store. Then we have direct links to those files where I may get that file and download it. After that, we have the option of permanently deleting it. If we want to upload a file to our Shopify server, we can simply click on the top right button, Upload, to upload a file. That's all there is to the Files area. It's simply a database of the photos, videos, and documents you've uploaded, so you can quickly find the file you're searching for by going here, download it again to your computer, and grab the direct URL of it if you need it. In the following lesson, we will discuss different sales channels, so I will see you in my next lecture. Have a nice day.